Hi, Ranjeet. Thank you for sending both of your essays together. Please remember that it's really important that you send both tasks together because I can only correct them when they're sent this way. And I don't want to delay you in your progress in the course. So just go ahead and keep doing that. And okay, that's it. So let's take a look at your letter. This is the letter to your friend. Let's see what you wrote. Dear Minu, hope you are in the pink of health. I am writing this letter especially to apologize you for not being able to meet you in my recent trip to Mumbai as it was planned. All right, let's talk about this. There are a couple of things. First of all, I like that you had some sort of reference to how your friend is. That's appropriate and you're supposed to do that. Okay. I also like that you apologized straight away. So all of that was good. However, there are a couple of things I would like to change in order to make this more natural and more correct. Okay. First of all, this expression, while it exists, it's not terribly natural. Okay. So it's far more natural to say to your friend, "How are you?" or "I hope everything is going well," or "I hope everything is well since the last time we talked," something like that. Okay. So this would be a far more natural thing than this idiomatic expression, "hope you are in the pink of health." Okay. Like I said, it's not that it's wrong. It's just not particularly natural. It feels um, unnatural. That's the best way I can explain it, I'm afraid. Then, I don't think it's appropriate to have this be its own paragraph and then have this be its own paragraph. It would have been more correct to put these two in one paragraph together. Then, this "I am writing this letter to," etc., feels a little formal. Remember that Minu is your friend, and so you don't want to write as if this is a formal letter to an employer or to someone you don't know. So we don't really talk like this to our friends. And then there were some grammar issues that I want to talk about. So, dear Minu, I hope everything is well. I am writing to apologize for not being able to meet you during my recent trip to Mumbai as it was planned. Or you could say, "I hope everything is well. I want to apologize to you for not being able to meet you during my trip to Mumbai as we planned." Okay, those are a couple of different ways to make this flow, to make it sound more natural, the way we actually write or speak to our friends. All right. As you are already aware, comma, know that I visited Mumbai for a job interview, full stop. New sentence. The entire schedule was so hectic that it took a toll on my health. The discussion and evaluation went on, you're missing a preposition here, went on for 4 hours without any break. I was extremely exhausted by the end of the day. I started to have migraine in the evening and had to cancel our meeting in order to take some rest before my return journey. Okay, so the grammar here is fine. There's a different issue with this paragraph, though. The first thing is that I didn't think these ideas were well linked. They felt really rather, how can I say this? Kind of choppy. And so I thought you should have had a better flow, better link between each of these sentences and these ideas. So that was one thing. And then the second thing is, well, why are you writing all of this? Okay, there should have been some sort of like a topic sentence saying, once I explain to you what happened, you'll understand why we couldn't meet. So something like that to explain what this whole paragraph is about, because you just kind of went into this description of what happened without it being totally clear why you're going into all of this. Okay, so Also, remember, it is an informal letter, and so it should read like that. It should sound a little friendlier in certain places. Like I said, it just felt like a report of what happened when you were in Mumbai. So I want to fix all of that. Okay, so we already talked about this. For not being able to visit you during my recent trip to Mumbai as we planned. Once I explained to you what happened, I think you'll understand why we couldn't meet. As you are already aware, I visited Mumbai for a job interview, and the entire schedule was so hectic that it took a toll on my health. In fact, there was the discussion and evaluation went on for 4 hours without any break. Here I would put an exclamation point, okay? By the end of the day, I was so exhausted that I started to have a migraine in the evening, full stop. That's why I had to cancel our meeting. That's why I had to cancel our meeting, so that I could get some rest before my return journey. Okay? So that's a little better. It feels a little friendlier, a little warmer, and it has better links, I think. Because it has been a long time since we met, let us make a plan to catch up. I am thinking of visiting you next month. What does that mean? On any of the weekend. I am thinking of visiting you next month. During one of the weekends? On one of the weekends, maybe. Please let me know your availability so I can book my tickets. Yours sincerely, the S should be lowercase here. Okay, so that's fine. So in general, Ranjeet, I thought this was fine. It wasn't particularly convincing as being a letter to a friend. It felt like it was lacking some of that kind of friendly language we use. Even here, because it has been a long time since we met, let's make a plan to catch up. So could you have been a little friendlier? Okay. Also, could you have maybe in closing apologized again? So, because it has been a long time since we met, let us make a plan to catch up. This will also give me an opportunity to make it up to you that we couldn't meet during my last trip. Something like that, okay? I am thinking of visiting you next month. And then even this, please let me know your availability so I can book my tickets. It just feels very formulaic and not like a letter to a friend. So you could have said here, if you're free, I'd love to start making arrangements. Please let me know. I really can't wait to see you. All right, that feels warmer. That feels more like the language to a friend. Okay, so that's it about that. I want you to work on that a little bit, and let's take a look at your task 2. All right, so let's move on to your essay about fast food. With the advent of technology in the food industry, instant food has become the preferred choice of food over traditional cuisines in many nations. Some people believe that this has a detrimental impact on individuals, families, and communities. Personally, I strongly agree with this view. And let's see what you cut out. This essay will provide the reasons behind my opinion, demonstrate the same with examples. Okay, so let's answer your question straight away. You neither need to include this, nor do you not need to include this. I don't want you to worry about word minimums and maximums. There is no such thing. It is suggested by IELTS that you write a minimum of 250 words, as it is nearly impossible to get a band 9 with anything less. By the same token, there is no word maximum. Some people recommend staying under 260 words because that is the limit placed by Cambridge English Proficiency. The same does not apply, though, to IELTS. In fact, in my experience, it is nearly impossible to get a band 8 or band 9 without really expanding and really maybe even approaching 300 plus words, okay? So don't worry about the word count. If something is important to the development of your essay, then by all means include it, especially if you can accomplish this under 40 minutes. If you can't accomplish this under 40 minutes, then please don't. But that's what you need to do. You need to develop fully. Now, that said, one place where I always tell students not to waste time is with their introduction. Okay? You're not doing yourself any favors by having this long, extended introduction where you can potentially earn more and higher band scores in task achievement is in the body, not in the introduction. The introduction seriously just needs a rephrasing of the task and then your position. And then that's it. So is this nice? Yeah, it's nice, but I still would have changed it a little bit. I would have changed some of this language. So if you absolutely wanted to include it, I would have said this essay will provide the reason behind my opinion, supported with examples and evidence. Full stop. Okay? But again, you don't need to do it. And if it's a matter of taking time, then don't waste the time on it and just spend more time on your body paragraphs. So let's move on. First of all, fast food such as cup noodles, frozen pizza, and instant coffee, etc., undergo immense processing and lose all the nutritional values during the production. Afterwards, these are preserved using harsh chemicals such as sodium benzoate, acetic acid, etc., which are very dangerous for health. To substantiate, empirical research conducted by Indian Health Life Sciences has shown that there are 80% of people consuming fast food. No, has shown that, get rid of this. Get rid of it. 80% of people consuming fast foods suffer from severe iron deficiency. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that fast foods result, no S, in poor health, impacting individuals and their families. Okay, so this was fine, but there are a few things that I want to talk about here. First of all, when you talk about these, I guess they count as fast food. When I think of fast food, I think of things we eat outside. I think of, like, depending on, what part of the world you're in, it could be like street food is fast food. So in places in America, I can tell you for sure, it's things like slices of pizza or hamburgers or hot dogs, things that are, ready-made and can be fried or prepared in just like a couple of minutes, and then you have it. So that, to my mind, is fast food. It could be other things as well. Like, again, depending on where you are in the world. In where I am now, it's, like kebab sandwiches and stuff like that. So these sorts of things are considered fast food. I do want to look and see if these kind of ready-made frozen foods fall under the category of fast food. Okay, so I just did a little research, and it's true that fast food is food that is typically prepared not at home in terms of like a frozen pizza or like an instant coffee, but it's food that you can get and either eat kind of like very quickly, like at a McDonald's or like at a pizza joint or something like that, or you can take it out, okay? So like takeaway food. But that's cooked like really quickly because most of it is pre-prepared. So for that reason, unless someone is preparing these for you, the frozen pizza or the cup of noodles or even the instant coffee, then they don't really fall under that category, okay? All right, let's see. So that was the first thing that I want to talk about. The second thing that I want to talk about is how relevant all of this is. Besides your examples of cup of noodles and frozen pizza, etc., are you really answering the question? Let's see. You're supposed to be talking about families, individuals, and societies. for me, you didn't really do that. And just mentioning impact individuals and families in the end of the paragraph, that's really not enough. Okay. So, what I think would have helped is if you had had a clearer topic sentence where you had said, first of all, fast foods have been shown to severely affect individuals and their families. This is because fast foods such as noodle cups, frozen pizza, and whatever, used appropriate examples, undergo immense processing and lose nutritional values during production. And now, why is that a problem? Okay, so obviously they're not nutritional. Fine, we said that. And then afterwards, these are preserved, etc., which is very dangerous for their health. So I just wanted a little more about incorporating how this is bad for individuals and families. Just putting it here at the very end isn't enough. So you definitely wanted to put it in the beginning, and I think you could have mentioned something else about individuals and families and their health elsewhere in the paragraph. Okay? Otherwise, this really just feels like an afterthought. Let's continue. Secondly, traditional food acts as a catalyst in nurturing relationships because people cook and eat their meals together, which allows them to spend quality time together. However, the proliferation of instant food has allowed people to eat separately at their own convenience, causing family members to live isolated lives. To substantiate, you already used that. Look up here. So use a different word. To illustrate would have been fine here. So to illustrate, in an extensive survey conducted by Family Court Association of India, 70% of divorced couples admitted that they lack understanding because they never cook their food together. Thus, it is evident that the trend of fast foods has weakened the family ties. Okay, what about societies? So again, this is about family. It's clear here that you're talking about families, okay? But I haven't seen anything about society. To conclude, I completely agree that instant foods have impacted people's health in an adverse manner and has weakened, with an ED, the relationships, which is not good for families and societies. I recommend that the government should put proper measures to control the production of instant foods for the welfare of their people. It's governments, plural, their people and countries. Okay, so I know I've been focusing on a lot of the weaknesses or flaws in this essay, but on the whole, I thought you did a nice job with it. I need you to just be aware of the errors in task achievement that we spent some time talking about today. What else? Primarily that, okay? So I hope I answered any questions you had about this. I hope that it's becoming clearer to you. Looking forward to your next set of essays. Just please remember to send both tasks together, and we'll take it from there, okay? Best of luck.